Hello, class. Welcome. I wanted to go over the rhetorical précis with you. Remember the pronunciation, right? The S is silent because it's a French word. And when we complete these précis, we are actually taking steps towards fulfilling our student learning outcomes. Um, you're evaluating, right? You're analyzing, um, and you're composing. So essentially, to fulfill these student learning outcomes and these course learning outcomes, right? I just wanted to review that it's 4 sentences. You have the document again on the Canvas page, and you have your worksheet as well to help you construct the 4 sentences. Now, the good thing is that you can use sentence one to set up your quotes in your essay if you put a colon after it, because as we know from the punctuation modules, if you want to set up a complete sentence before a quote, just put a colon after it. And I wanted to also remind everybody that we have, as well as we have our student support services links here, we also have our punctuation documents. And so on our colon document, as we know, right, it lists how to put a colon after a complete sentence, right? And we also have our comma document, which tells us how to put commas after introductory clauses. And right, so use a colon after a complete sentence before a quotation. The author begins with a shocker. Well, guess what you can use? You can use your first sentence in your rhetorical précis and put a colon after it when you're setting up your quotes in your essays. So if you ever have questions on punctuation, right, hopefully we all got a chance to look over each of these documents. And if you had as more specific um, questions, watch the video. Again, as far as the rhetorical précis is concerned, remember that the first sentence, if you're setting off the title after the subject and before the verb, it's called an insertion, right? And as our comma document handout, right? A comma around a pair of commas around an insertion. Author's name, comma, title, comma, verb, right? Kathy Freston, comma, in Vegetarian is the New Prius, comma, claims that. If you wanted to say, in Vegetarian is the New Prius, comma, Kathy Freston claims that, you'd be creating a lead-in. So make sure you're either using a pair of commas around an insertion or a comma after a lead-in when you are dealing with your first sentence in your rhetorical précis. So I paused the video because I realized it would be best to just go back to module 2 and show you the sample rhetorical précis just to refresh you. Larissa McFarquhar, author, comma, in the article, who cares if Johnny can't read, the value of books is overstated, and the year in parentheses, comma, claims that, and then you have your thesis, author's name and support. Remember too, sentence 3, when you're mentioning the author's purpose, whenever you have, right, a singular noun, you put the apostrophe S after it, regardless of whether or not the noun ends in S. If it's a singular noun, if it's the author's last name, even if it ends in S, make sure you put the apostrophe S after that. So I hope the apostrophe S at the end of the noun. So I hope that that is helpful reviewing and everybody's feeling confident submitting 4 précis, 1 for each of your secondary sources. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, in addition to fulfilling your course learning outcomes by demonstrating your critical thinking skills, by analyzing, evaluating, and composing, you also can use the first sentence with a colon after it if you'd like in your essay as you're setting up your quotes. And if you feel that you want to address pathos when using the lens of rhetorical analysis with your source, you might find yourself using sentence 3 or 4 from the précis, or if you want to be more specific about the author's supporting ideas, you might use sentence 2. The one caveat, the one warning, do not just copy and paste your précis within a body paragraph. You can use those sentences at separate times in your essay, but the précis itself is specifically a summary, right, of a text or a speech, right, an abstract, a short condensed summary. So I hope that this is a helpful video reminder for all of you as we're getting ready to complete our Precis. Thanks for watching and listening, and let me know if you have any questions.